Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to The Burning Truth.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. You have to bear with me. I am ill. I am under the weather. You know, I blame.
He's got a boo-boo.
It's into boo-boo. I've got man cough. I haven't got man flu. Man cough.
Or more like mangina.
Oh, mangina. It's a fucking vagina you're seeing.
Oh, look at him. He's all upset because he's unwell. Anyway, in case you're wondering,
Unlike Matt Burns, though, when I'm unwell, I turn up, folks.
I still turned up.
And then you had to go.
Yes, but I still turned up. But then again, you just got a little bit of mangina. I had something that can permanently make me go blind.
Well, stop wanking and squirting in your eyes, then.
I wasn't doing that. If you actually do your research, you'll actually know what you're talking about. But anyway, less of
Would you
that.
like to have this argument on air?
Would you? Oh wait, yes you would, because you're just being a little bit of a, throwing a hitty fit because you're a bit unwell. But anyway, moving on. Shall we get to the introductions?
Yeah, you can do.
Let's get to the introductions. In case you're wondering, across from myself is the master of disaster, the man of 1,000 words, the man who has the insult from around the corner at any given time, the insult from out of nowhere. He is the man, the myth, the legend, Nathan Goff.
I'd probably go with half man, half myth, and half legend. Not quite fully with it.
Yeah, but I just thought it just gives you that little push.
Even though I've played your Sage, it was the best I've ever played, and I couldn't stop coughing between shots. Fucking
You still scored.
Bang! My eh?
You still did well.
Yeah, well.
So there you go. And there he is thinking he's not up to crack.
No, and across from me is the bad boy of British wrestling. He is the person that can't turn up on time. It is the destroyer of worlds, the eater of McDonald's, the reaper of Mountain Dew. It is the natural eye disaster of British wrestling. He is the Italian stallion, Matthew Burns.
Why is it every time, every week, you make my name sound like a sneeze?
Because that's what it is. Until you come out of this retirement, you will be known as Matthew Burns.
I'm not retired!
When was the last time you wrestled? It's
Really?
a self-imposed retirement.
Self-imposed. Right. I give you a clear, nice introduction.
If I give you a nice introduction, you'd ask me what's up.
I give you a nice introduction. Build you up. And yet you can't even give me the same back.
No. When you do something of noteworthiness, I will give you the introduction you deserve.
Oh, so me scouring the internet for wrestling knowledge and news doesn't count.
Well, what else are you going to do for the other 24 hours a day while I'm at work?
I do more than just search for knowledge and everything while I'm at work. I actually do have my own schedule. I do have my own job.
We could all live a day in the world of Matt Burns. 12 o'clock, wake up, play with self. 1 o'clock, play on FIFA. 3 o'clock, have some food. 4 o'clock, play with self. 5 o'clock, food. 6 o'clock, 2K17. 8 o'clock, play with self. 10 o'clock, network. 11 o'clock, more food. 12 with self, go to sleep.
Excuse me. I think you got that clearly wrong. You missed off the Netflix and chill.
I count that under play with self.
Ah, fair enough.
You can't keep calling it Pam time.
No, I'm not even gonna ask. I've already just clicked it in my head straight away. Not even gonna go there because we may get certain listeners. We have to be, fair.
Viewer discretion is advised.
You meant to do that before you start this, you asshole.
Oh,
And viewing discretion.
Listening discretion.
Audio discretion. Do your homework.
I can't. I have you. Why should I do homework?
There we have it. You're just getting on by just by being lazy.
Yeah.
You're almost as lazy as the sound guy who's practically snoring almost.
At least he picks up on time.
Oh, but you didn't arrive on time.
Oh, he did?
No.
Oh, he arrived on time?
No. He didn't get here on time.
No.
It was
Because we were blowing chill.
Subway and chill. And not me saying I was late. I haven't been late today. I was on time.
Because you haven't moved all day.
I have moved.
I could be on time if I did fuck all day.
I've actually done plenty today. I've done plenty today. More than what you think. I thought it. No, I have not done that. Thank God we haven't got a camera in here. Because I think that would have most likely, depending on where it was being played, I'm pretty sure that would get us kicked off the air. In no such terms. And also at the same time, this man across from me actually turns around and says, "Would I do gated commentary?"
I reckon I could do alright.
Yes, you would do alright with the wrestling and some of the banter, but you'd cross the line.
I'd be fine on ICW. You stick me next to Billy. You stick me next to Billy Kirkwood.
Uh-huh. Really?
You'd have to have an interpreter in between us.
Oh.
Because he won't be able to understand me, and I can just about understand him.
Oh.
Well, he speaks very quickly. I speak very quickly. I go duck and he goes quack.
I thought you went.
And somewhere in between there, Matt Burns asks, "What does the sound guy say?"
I think I actually heard a bit of noise from him once.
So,
I have actually heard some noise from the sound guy.
Right, so
It was incoherent. It was more of a like. Was that a bark or someone just japing?
Right, well, that's all 15 minutes of foreplay done. I'll be able to get to the undercard.
Of what?
Of wrestling news this week.
Of wrestling news, yeah. Let's get there. Where would you like to start off with?
Would you like to start off with your starter meal of Dixie Carter fucking TNA over?
Oh, no, I think that's the main course. I think later, because we've got more to add on to it, if I'm not mistaken. You know, or are you just, or are you introducing this as an appetizer? Because there's so many portions of it.
Oh, fucking Dixie Carter's the gift that keeps on giving to news sites this week.
No shit.
I don't even think Panda Energy can
Really?
like take her out of this, because if Panda Energy bail her out,
oh ouch!
it brings them in a bad light.
Massively. It's not just the fact that Dixie has made one boo boo; she's made multiple. And in case if anybody wants to know what we're on about, if they haven't seen our Facebook page, well, would you care to explain it?
So, TNA has been taken to court.
Yeah.
By its president.
By TNA president.
Oh no, Dick Scott is the president.
No, you're actually right.
What's that?
Yeah, you were right. He is the TNA president, which is Billy Corgan.
And he's also took out a restraining order against the executives and Dixie Carter. Which also explains why the recordings weren't allowed any music. It partly explains it. I'll get to that.
It partly does, but not fully.
No, but we'll get to that because that's another starter. But
he's actually filing a lawsuit as well.
Yeah. So part of the problem is not TNA wrestling. How very important that you do.
Yes.
So Impact Wrestling isn't sued. Impact Ventures, which is the company of all the clusterfucks.
Actually, I think it's mostly all he's actually going for all of it, including from what from what I've researched as well, because he does state TNA, its parent company, Dixie Carter, a few other members of staff, and also her husband as well. I think if I'm not mistaken, his name is Serge, Salient Serge.
Yeah, so probably this is due to money owed. Now looking up against it, Dixie Carter, court of in the court. So one of them is Laux.
Yeah, can I just point this out first? The actual additional name was the TNA's chief financial officer, Dean Broadhead, and I did actually get the Dixie Carter's husband's name the wrong way around. It says Serge Salis, not Salient Serge.
Yeah, so one of them is Arrowlux, I can't pronounce that, Anthem, which is the parent company, one of the parent companies that owns the Fight Network, and they've got MCC Acquisitions. The money owed to them three together is $3.4 million, supposedly.
Which is not good.
The money owed to the Fight Network, and this is the only bit I've been able to roughly find out, is rumoured, and I will stress that it's only rumoured, to be for funding Bound for Glory and a little bit of what they were owed last year.
Yeah. But there has been debts that have never been paid. But at the same time, supposedly, according to Dave Meltzer of the, I think it's the F4W Online, Dave Meltzer, everyone in the wrestling knowledge, everyone's got wrestling knowledge knows who Dave Meltzer is, correct? Would you agree?
He's the foremost leading writer.
Supposedly, he's got word around it that if Dixie Carter doesn't come up with some money for this weekend, then there's pretty much going to be a bit of an open door policy, and we don't mean coming in for TNA.
No, so part of the problem that TNA is seeing now is that it's making itself open for a quick sale.
Very much so, but at the same time...
Now, who buys TNA if it goes on the market? Because the problem you've got, if TNA goes up for sale, you're going to have to pick up the bad debts as well.
Yeah, which has been actually mentioned.
Which is $3.4 million, whatever they owe to Billy Corgan and whatever else they owe.
Unless Billy Corgan took over it himself. But that's going to be a stretch at the moment.
But that means he'd have to write off, and his personal fortune's only worth about $50 million.
Which is still, that's a lot of money.
It is, but would you want to take on something that costs near enough $1 million per taping? You don't do house shows, so you can't get it back. Your merchandise sales
are through the floor.
Well,
aren't anywhere near what they need to be.
No, because they're not pushed enough.
They're not. Because the sad thing about it is you're not just going into it. So whoever takes it over has got to be able to deal with the debt. That's the first problem that they've got to overcome. Then once the debt's out of the way, they've then got to rebuild the company.
You've also got the costs of the contracts that are there. I know some of them are on a paper appearance, but there's still a few fixed deals
as well.
Namely the Hardys.
Which, if I'm not mistaken, Matt Hardy's also got creative control.
Yeah, on his own deal.
So straight away there.
It's Matt Hardy become the Hulk Hogan of TNA.
I don't know what you mean.
Creative control, a lot. Who's going to be the third member of Delete Obsolete?
There's a third member.
I mean the third male member. Apart from Samuel Benjamin. Because I don't really see Samuel Benjamin doing the Hulk Hogan over the ropes.
What you gonna do?
Nah. Pointing a shovel going, delete.
delete. No idea.
Do you bring Shannon Moore?
Shannon Moore would be a good shout out, but he's actually doing quite well in his ink shop. If I'm not mistaken.
It's just interesting. It's a sad day for American wrestling because if it goes bump, Vince has got an easy access to, right, you're now going to have to sell some of your assets. Oh, I tape library.
Yoink.
I'll take that for my AJ Styles DVD.
I'll take that for my additional Sting DVD. My Samoa Joe DVD.
Oh, Bobby Roode.
My Bobby Roode, yeah. And Eric Young.
And then also, like, because there's some quality cage matches on there.
Yeah, definitely.
But in all fairness, I'd love to have an unlimited supply to that tag team cage match.
Oh yeah. But the point being is with it is TNA were willing to buy the tape the library before. Now they've backed out. My mistake. WWE were willing to buy the.
They haven't backed out. The offer's still there.
They supposedly have backed out from what I've heard.
It's a £4 million offer.
No. They've actually backed out of it. Supposedly, from certain sources I've read, they've actually backed out of it. Which, if they have backed out of it, then that means they actually don't want to be providing TNA any money to pay off their debts. And think about it, that'd have to be quite a clever move on WWE, because the second them debts ransack TNA, the value of that, of the cost, for them to.
No, it doesn't, because the tape library goes in the hand of the creators now.
Goes into the creditors. So you think it'd go up?
Well,
in the price.
You think about it. You can buy the tape library and take a chance of maybe paying £1 million too much, but if that goes in the hands of the people that sell it to money back for the creditors, that could up it, because it could be a bidding war by broadcasting.
Possibly. But Sinclair Broadcasting wouldn't actually get the full lot, as they actually only did so much a few years, if I'm not mistaken.
No, so if TNA tape library goes up, it'll be from 2002, so it's 14 years there. And like say if the Fight Network wanted to purchase that and put it on a part of their app,
yeah,
could do.
Oh, they could do, because technically, if you think about it, that would actually maybe eventually pay off the debts.
Well, if you join, well, how much is a Fight Network's app?
I think it's, if I'm not mistaken, $14.99.
How much?
I think it's $14.99.
Is that dollars?
Dollars, I think it is.
What's that?
I'll just double check that for you now.
What's that about?
What's that? Just give me 2 seconds. I don't mean literally 2 seconds. I mean just pretty quite close. Quite close. £12.30.
It's called the shit conversion rate at the moment. I blame Mr. Brexit.
You're blaming Doug Williams?
Keeps campaigning.
Even though the campaign's over?
Yeah, people have been brainwashed by WWE. So by now everyone would have forgotten we've left the EU and nothing would have happened. Doug Williams keeps reminding them.
The Brexit! Mr. Brexit!
Damn you, Mr. Brexit.
That's your views. Not mine, but moving. But yeah, TNA's in a lot of trouble at this moment in time, because they've got that many debts, and if I'm not mistaken, they've taken by state, I think, as well. From the looks of it, which is a payment lien, is it?
So it's something to go with paid off. That's what paid off. But that sort of gives you an idea of how people.
Whoops. It's basically just keeps getting with that new launch, more financial troubles, I think. And now it becomes short.
Yeah, like,
It could be by next Wednesday, pending hearing for the.
So if we lose, Matt Hardy's
if Hardy's going to be involved, it's going to be mega. But keep it out, because he actually built that up himself over years.
Oh yeah, it was the start of
it was, and when we mentioned basically the state report, I'll get paid. That's what I think. But they're not 100% like a company thing, so actually it's coming speculation. So that's why I'm basically saying that now. So if don't It's all speculation with you.
It's interesting.
It's interesting speculation and yet quite some time.
Would this have been going to take Vin to
I'd actually possibly, but then again, if you think about it, like I said, they're turning it down because they didn't have TV straight away. If they didn't have TV, they didn't want to. So no matter what, if with TNA, the Camus almost happened recently, which is almost had their TV cut off.
Yeah,
completely. The second the TV gets cut off, that's when you know they're in. Or they're almost to the point of no return, because if they haven't got TV, then the income's massively drop, because straight away where's the main viewership?
Oh, I know. But
yeah.
So let's move on from Danny. Where can we move to? I thought that's a very sore subject.
Oh God.
John Cena.
Oh, go on.
Has John Cena's first nightmare come true?
And what's that?
Please have to remind Mickey James on the WWE shows.
Maybe that's why. That's why the time off.
How? Maybe one or the other.
Not both.
At the same time, how does Magnus fit?
Why?
Well, James is with active partners.
Yeah.
What if Nikki Bella wants to menage?
I'm pretty sure that would be willing to join.
In all fairness, I'm happy for Mickey James. Is it a one-time deal? We don't know.
At the moment, supposedly, it's basically this is on about the Toronto,
where she signed. She said, actually, I'm looking forward to that because Mickey's worked in Japan a little bit, hasn't she?
Yes.
So she'll be used to the sort of
style.
Yeah. So Asuka won't have to do an all-amount match. She can actually mix it up a little bit.
She won't need to just go, me go soft.
Like, able kick and...
actually kick.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing James back in the ring. In a WWE ring, no less. Does she win? Fuck no.
Hell no.
Well, that'll be a good match.
It'll be a fantastic match. And the thing with Asuka, it doesn't just do her favours, it also raises her, especially with Mickey James being a former women's champion.
Yeah. And it gives her a push for when she gets to the main roster.
Exactly, straight away, because Asuka is actually undefeated. Still undefeated. Ongoing.
Well, if she's going to drop the title to Ember, we just don't know when.
You're thinking Ember Moon?
Yeah.
Fair enough. There could be somebody else, but I can see why.
Ember Moon's the next over woman.
Just look at the debut. Big, flashy. And it works.
I wonder if we'll see a kick counter. That's more stunning.
Oh, that could be dangerous. I'm going in. Bam!
It'd be the equivalent of the Shawn Michaels, Shelton Benjamin spot.
That would be an agenda. That would be... If that happened and I saw it, I'll just go, calling it out. 1, 2, 3. And if she kicks out, all you'll hear off most likely me, myself and Nathan is bullshit.
Oh, she kicks out. It's hard to pay. But no, but Ember Moon will be the next NXT Women's Champion. I just don't know when.
It's a good call. I think on that.
And then
but also, the only thing is that Ember Moon is going to be competing. She needs more TV time at the moment.
Oh, it won't be straight away. I think it'll be next year. I think 2 women champions next year. I only think there'll be 2. I think Ember Moon will be 1, and I think they'll be the other.
Right.
They're my 2 picks for women's champions next year in NXT.
Alright. I can see why with that.
And I think you might see Victoria come back and wrestle one match.
It's a possibility. It's possible, but once again, down the road, we see.
Right. What are your thoughts, Goldberg versus Lesnar? Let's know the ugly child in the room.
How dare you? That's not nice. They're not an ugly child. Be nice.
It's the match no one wants. I don't see a cue anywhere in the world going, I want Goldberg versus Lesnar. No fucker wants that match. It wasn't good 30 years ago. It's not going to be good now.
Things have changed. They've got older.
Unless Lesnar's going to kill him.
So basically, what you're saying is Lesnar turns up, does his girl.
So shapes Goldberg.
I don't know.
Yeah, wrestle for 30 years.
He hasn't wrestled for a long time, but he could be in shape still. He could still be in shape. He's still.
How old is he? 60?
If I'm not mistaken, he is 14. If I'm not mistaken,
Fuck off.
I'll just get that double check for you. 49. Goldberg being 13. There's a 10-year difference between
No.
them.
30.
I mean, just going for 49 and 29. If I'm not mistaken, Goldberg's birthday is in.
Fuck it. That's fucking bullshit. December 26, 49 years old.
9 now. So in actual fact,
50
he'll be in December.
I'm going to stay with this match. So, the match is 0.
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah.
which is horrible, which is nobody does not say anything. We have to
Right. So you're big Lesnar with cheap.
bonus points. Goldberg, well, and kind of
Oh, I've gone. This involves a neck to a Canadian icon straight to the head.
I'm sure that does help your Canadian career.
Oh,
Shawn Michaels, one of the biggest big WWE history. He's still in Canada.
big Canada because of a thing called the Montreal Screwjob. But it wasn't actually really thingy. He was just told and didn't actually say it. And
Yeah,
it's great.
So, Aaron Green,
Whoa. You can't say that because you can possibly say a bit of the head trauma. Yeah. That's a better word.
Main contributing factor.
He was a contributing factor. Not we're not saying if it's main or not. We'll just say a contributing factor. No, I'll
That was fun.
and random when something happened. Anyway,
So that match, he wrestled on it, won the ones, and
was that a wrestling match?
the ball rang twice. Did he go to SummerSlam?
Yes.
So two matches.
See?
Three. Two.
Yeah, I forgot that.
Four.
You just realised something, don't you? Yeah.
How did we lose the US title?
He gave it up.
Whose idea was that?
No idea. Who he beat for? He's from SmackDown. Yeah.
Mercy.
It was the Miz.
Yes.
Oh,
Said you were not shit.
Yeah.
And now it's been partnered up with the spiritual.
oh!
This is just one of them. What's the
It's in the country and basically go to legend. And I'm not sure. I think he's white. Just wants to leave behind. He's quite bitter.
Okay. Is that the one that always used to be like that?
I mean, Kenny.
No, they always used to have the microphone.
No idea which one he was. I just heard the memory. It's Kenny and is it Mikey? Okay. Yeah. Oh god.
Right, but
Dolph must be like
so back to Goldberg's not welcome in Canada
back to it.
before I know.
Lock that man. What?
I'm leaving the room.
That's fine with me.
Um,
At least we get some pizza from you.
so did obviously not that place bring someone back for the return if you only one match out.
If it's one straight away, the first thing that's going to happen,
Guarantee Lesnar.
chill Lesnar, and Lesnar's going to count.
Oh, Suplex City's going to look like a fucking holiday result. For Goldberg to take that many German suplexes now.
We'll find out.
Goldberg's doing it because he wants his son to see him in the ring. Do you really want your son to see you being made Brock Lesnar's bitch? Surely Brock fucking spear heaps like doing the jackhammer.
He made the spear hits later. Well, I doubt it actually. He was SmackDown. He's beyond body. Because supposedly, yes.
Doesn't know what it was that.
See the angry eyes.
I just remember what it was like. Steve Austin picked that match.
Steve Austin got it really.
Steve Austin couldn't save the match. He got a fucking battle on his hands.
How's he gonna do it? But then tell him in a hype machine.
He may be. I think he's stealing a man show Michaels to help him sell that fucking thing.
Vince as well.
Lessons. You've got a choice. You want WrestleMania 25 or this year's Survivor Series? Which one would you rather pay
25.
$14.99 for? We'll go English money because $60 is stupid for a pay-per-view. We'll go English time, which is equivalent to 20 US. Would you rather WrestleMania 25 or would you rather this year's series, which has Brock Lesnar versus eventual main event? And if I don't get any sort of foresight into what to like, go watch WrestleMania 20.
Watching what?
The WWE Network for $9.99.
And there's the what can we say, the WWE plug.
Just see how that match
The only way we can see is
I don't know if it goes. The fucking way if Goldberg does it in the Survivor Series.
the only way I can see it going well. There is a difference time around. This time around, can see all the work. Last time it was at 20, WrestleMania 20. Both of them leaving, so these wouldn't leave.
I think he cares about wrestling. If he cared about wrestling, he would have won independence.
It might be. It might come back and say, Triple H, I'm taking on the authority.
I see him break balls. That's what Wolves does. And you tell me Brock Lesnar Wolves of business.
Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar loves by taking this money. By taking this money.
Dean Ambrose shows how Lesnar cares about this.
But then again, you can't say that about Dean Ambrose either. Because people called him out. Stone Cold called him out. Probably
the worst champion the Shield have produced.
this year.
For the heavyweight title, Ring never had a title right in the Ambrose.
Yeah.
And Rollins definitely had a title.
100%. Dean Ambrose, I was overjoyed when he won.
My only problem is when you're in a stable, all three of you are actually the top one of you just got to stay at that level.
It's unfortunate with Dean because
The thing with wrestling is that it's like three elites.
I got you.
You're undercard for the Shield.
Nope.
You can't could be argued, and your main event. Now, I think I'm doing this because
Wow. One of the other one's just being mega pushed.
Reigns got the Cena treatment.
Yes. Seth Rollins didn't. He got the right treatment. Dean
I think
is
Seth very lucky beside him after he injured John Cena, after he injured Nick, after Finn Balor.
okay. It was some of the moves that
He's been careless.
He has. I could say he's been careless, but then
Boxing to maybe
Jim brought up on our podcast. He actually stated he finds it absolutely insane the fact that some children injured recently. That's when it's fine. And yet, when he was doing way more into flippy D's and flippy doos, as Jim Cornette stated, and every single person. So what's Ditch compared to his own days? What's the difference?
Did he do the buckle bombing in England morning?
Yes.
Did he ever try to do it?
Yes.
Did he try to drop 56 man through the table?
You can't. But then again, you can't do that. But I agreed.
I know.
No,
Agreed to be backdrop through the table and then one back through the table, wrong with 3
but then again, one minute can be lifted up fine, slammed, everything. Next week you get up and then up to head. I know that personal experience.
How many times have you done
Time.
I think not.
Time. Anything above once is way. It's actually a scary, and it really is. If it's on purpose, it is still. The first thing that you think is you're paralysed.
I think. See, Ambrose at the moment is a difficult spot. He's like, got Rob Van syndrome. People backstage don't want to push him.
What you're saying is, he's got the crowd, the machine won't push.
He's a higher version Cesaro.
No, because Cesaro's actually getting some push now. Possibly right, but Dean.
I think more that will bring out Vince McMahon going, I like you.
Vince McMahon on the basis.
So Daniel Bryan don't really fucking like him.
Then she got on. Quite a bit.
I love his boss.
Me?
Wrestling company.
Quite regularly.
Do you like them?
Most of them, yeah.
Speak control of them.
I aim to.
Okay, so you're friendly with them.
I try.
But you're friendly with them.
I can see what you're trying to make me worse.
No.
But I approach any of my bosses if they want to out, you know, everything. You know.
There's always somewhere that you're not going with them. I work in a life, but when I first started work, my boss, I didn't want to speak to him. I actually was he a dick? Yes.
What you got?
Together. But I was never going to get promoted because she was talking. He thought,
oh, on brighter things, can be. That's fine.
Like you,
what? You're saying that's right. Explain that one. How old are you?
How old are you? 42.
No.
Pushing 4.
No. I am 20.
What makes you guys
No.
That makes 45.
No. I am. No.
Okay.
Don't give me that bullshit. Is it? I'll just dismiss it. Yeah. 29. I guess next week, don't you?
Obvious fucking Tony Tonga.
Ah, yes. Maybe that's why he sleeps all the time and not speaking, or when he actually makes it sometimes. So,
Anyone else go
no. No. I'll introduce him to it.
I want the pleasure. Yeah, I need practice when I introduce the story. You're yourself.
Get lost.
A massive pulling the trigger.
Get lost. Not that. Listen, I am not that bad. Not like I've got Rick. I'm about to stop that one right now. Because I know exactly that one straight away. Because I know if I said I didn't have anything, he said it.
Is it just...
It's not rabies! Or anything like it.
It's step up rabies?
And it's STI either. People, because a lot of people, oh, it's an STD or an STI. If you're actually going to refer to it as that, actually do your homework, study, read up on it.
So it's sexually transmitted eye like.
It's not an STI.
I think Indigo. I said, what's a sexually transmitted eye like?
It's actually. It's not at all. It's an illness that I've got. It's a manageable. You know, certain people have low potential. What's your look here? I just have to take a few drops now and again. Anything to add on? Or actually want to use? Move on. What's the next point I want to bring up? or shall I point out what news is going
If you want to discuss
to be interesting that would be involve a British Page. And how do you feel about the 30-day suspension deal?
no comment.
Why no comment?
No comment.
No comment.
Because I'll turn someone.
Just say what you think. Regardless, I know you offend somebody. You're holding back because you want to offend somebody. You don't want to offend somebody. You're gonna really? Right, pinch my dream. The most offensive guy that I know. Period.
I don't have it. Was I
Explain why.
That's just I'm charging.
Why are you in the wrong?
Because they are.
Why are they in the wrong? Remember. No, it's
Right. So, Page is taking subscribing medication. Now, this has come out from a family.
from a family.
Been confirmed by Page yet.
Nope.
Disclosure source. So, Page has come out first time in a while and commented this, saying
Yes.
it's not been banned for prescription. It's an illegal.
I'll take why you think of it. Basically, what it says is the family's actually come out stating that it's been banned due to the prescription that she's been taking.
She's got for next year.
Which is
It's the same one as Nick Allen.
which is not a simple, step here on. It's not what easy. It's hard to train through.
And supposedly they really won't pay for it.
But 60 fingers is supposed to have been told off 60 suspension. Families are saying, why the hell are you suspended for these, for 60 days? And it'll be a turnaround. We are actually signing her for her neck. It's because she's taking the substance. Now, straight away, people haven't made any comments yet. So, a lot of people
The only comment you made was same shit, didn't they?
means
And also, a quick shot of Brock Lesnar. Not the person taking shots at. Okay, anyone on the roster, just do it the person that's like in the UFC and up there with a title and WWE at the same time if you wanted.
but you can't do it anymore. Ego substances. But anyway, back onto subject. With Page, as much as we can turn around and say some people are actually speculating, is this lead to Page literally leaving WWE, or is this just another cog that sort of gone, not working right, we've got to go to the third cog. The problem with this is Page, regardless of it, Page has got to work hard to get them strikes cleared off.
Still, the first got 2 strikes on them and get us to make them one.
The reason why he's at because his strikes have been removed.
They don't get fired.
No, actually do actually get removed through rehab. Certain actions taken. You have actually, and also got him so they have to go away for a time. Because if that was the case, we would be potentially losing superstar left, right, centre, up, up, down, BA.
Once it does be easy for them to come to police too.
But WWE won't want that. They want to keep Paige for her dates. They don't want anybody else using it.
Just come to the same terms as with Del Rio.
Because Paige already signed a contract with coming through and was done years ago. Now with Del Rio, he had a special case because he actually had a buyout for his contract, which was set before he went, which the moment it happened. So he was able to use on his contract. That's why he was able to do it, because it was within his age.
For all parties involved. Because otherwise, you're going to spend 9 days. You get suspended for 9 days, you get terminated.
Pretty much. She won't, it's not 9 to 30, let's just strike your ass.
But in all, if you Page, you fail to just go like a minute RV stuff. Give the person in the car with Sabu rather than the police ask who's driving.
Oh, we would have said it. The police are driving. But we're not. Let me just point this out, folks. We're not actually accusing Paige of involved in any of the abuse.
I was just saying, if you want to get out of contract, just might as well go and do something crazy, Oh, yes, you call Vince McMahon a dick. Call him on the phone.
Fair enough.
That's how Natalia nearly got fired. It's called stepping the clock in the morning.
Whoops. Anyway, point is, as much as you can do, they actually got to points because they made. Do you have some sort of contract? Something in the contract? If the person is they'll trying to get themselves fired, they'll probably put in case of that. Like, because many months. Paige.
I don't think she's part because she's injured.
She may be. She isn't getting any money from WWE from her injury. Okay, yeah, I know what you're saying. She's not getting paid suspension.
She will. She'll get the downside.
Yeah, exactly. Get the downside. On top of that, she's actually getting paid that merchandise. The sleeves, merchandise sales, and that's where she's getting less money. Which then she needs to start getting dates straight away automatically, but she can't because she's injured. Technically, it'd be like being cut off from pay. Potentially, it's a bit of an unusual one.
Also, her mum and dad would give them days off.
We already know that straight away. We know that, but that's not
probably one of the only wrestlers.
Possible because it's just going to be on the stage. Oh, we've got paid at the start of the original Revolution.
Yes, it was.
And now
NXT wasn't Charlotte. It was versus me.
Yeah.
And we both forget that. That was put the NXT women's division on the map.
Yeah. And there's spending the Cobra has become the hated person, whereas I've got her friend, friend. Now wrestling.
Yeah. Been referenced from
right. And she's supposedly meant to be visiting soon. I'm not Lena. What I'll get from what we can gather. Not that game.
I'd like to see NXT performance.
Not that though.
I'd like to see it. If you have
built up. And you'd also get if you get it at the same time.
Yeah.
I can't say it's that. Yeah, there's quite a bit to talk about the week.
It's interesting wrestling. Even filming it. Interrogation?
No? Interrogation? Search?
Interrogation. What's the thing?
Let's find out for you.
Eve is a woman's version of the she's the wrong side of 30. No, not just around 30. If she was 25, work hard. She got the working ethic of John Cena and the just a shit the wrestling ability of me.
Just trying to find out the movie.
She's a doll machine. Not much like to love her so much.
Not mistaken, the news was this new film.
Yeah.
Well, anyone listening in wanted to know it. The one person stated going to be Stone Lake Maria's portrait was featuring in lesbian love scenes in the film.
You said computer.
I'm just getting the word. Read it in at least 2017, and she was the and everything. Right, shall or is everyone bad?
No, that's fine.
Shall one more subject? We've got to touch suggest. Let's try to discuss what you haven't got to cover. CWs. I know you. I read what you. Yeah.
If you just
yes, I have. And it is actually, but you actually. So it's. Would you
every CDP good stuff that was made about?
You mean the event? Why?
Grants I've had about WCPW. The explanation can be found in about 6 other episodes. Really, actually, it's shit.
You.
That's really strong, Master Joe. It's really
But he is the general manager.
agree with that. More cheap since from that. The beatdown would have been a lot of 2 inches came out, not 2 minutes. Like a 2 down either.
Fair enough, but they probably didn't want to have long periods of being they set up
Rampage shouldn't have won that.
I think you think it was true.
If you put it through the
For it's not the doors.
I'm just covering the main picture around. All the free on YouTube.
Okay, well,
2 minutes long, but the end you just don't know.
Yeah.
We're only doing 5 minutes of my time. We should ride in the ring a little bit first time behind the ref. After the first lot of interview, it's just stable on its own. After the internet was still a number of times.
Makes sense. Why is nobody else out him? The ref final.
Well, you know, second win. I've never seen anyone have a second full win.
And he was by Dale Son. Not so fast, so right.
Adam Brazil.
Take wrestlers who right. It's a business. Gets for things and then
I have a problem with this. In the company you've worked for,
have you
it's not the referee's job to finish. He repair it.
He didn't repair it. That's coming on. Back to play.
I do that. Fucking bomb,
Oh, I think if one PA knew he was going to get those ripped to pieces, I think he would have looked at something.
Yeah, and all outfits.
Yes.
But no, Matt, I was does someone's watch and Matthew story around to make people define. Joey just went to what Twitter. The full player views. What's that bit, Kirby?
Because I think right now it'll make you bingo! You actually jump to the that's more something down.
If you can be like jump the bits of fish and launch himself with everyone.
Whoa! Just so you know, just so you know, I wasn't in the US president, and not the health tools. I didn't have a joint of the
One of
who said that?
What I'll prevent.
Oh, no.
You can cover the rest. Afterwards.
Okay. Well, I'll
take it off. Take to the program. So if you know an start culture, it's talent be talent. You've had the best 2016 and you fought it off.
Whoa. I'm sorry. I am sorry. I can defend that.
Because that ruined all the
yes.
Then they ruined it for someone who's a pitch and what would have been the crowning moment. You might get off call it do that point for your eventually win the title. Of course that win.
I agree.
JR yeah, we'll have much more from what the players and all you help them. You drive off, I got then won the title.
Not that bad.
I'm not saying that, that's not saying not JR. Oh, it's the
best of mistake.
If someone's going to call the title.
Anyway, what I was saying is somebody who is brilliant has got themselves involved in the does that sound familiar? I'm a pseudo Benny.
No, so
whoa. No. It's watch wrestling. Their fans interesting. That's their choice. I agree with you that they need to pull Rainy to do what it was. Basically, she's turned around and said, meaning it's watching pro wrestling. As much as you say that, they also say they're not man that way in time. Vince how to the year was the by involving
the company.
Potential. Yes, regardless, by all facts, you're saying...
I'd watch you and say British
I'm
wrestling.
not saying this. So are you WWE that Vince McMahon should not,
He would not, and he would not. Have gone up. If I was, if he introduced the competition, he wouldn't have treated it.
Okay, that's right. But even so, they're trying something to possibly imitate WWE. But even so, God, I don't think they're actually trying to do things different thinking. And whatever, most, a lot of the interpretation. Or I'll just keep referring to by your other name, Vader, who didn't like the need for wrestling down to interpretation. Much with the attitude thing, they had a difference.
Are you? I'm not.
Joe Hendry?
No, I'm what is.
They want culture.
I'm on the main. So, Ross, I'm on about the non-trained wrestlers.
Right, no. You can't say what culture. He asked what culture.
Okay, so what?
You're there, King Ross. Jack the Jobber.
It's about women. Next, do me into the women's match to create about what women.
One who got my handle Pyramid, who managed Pyramid.
That's a system she doesn't log the spotlight. Jack Lee does.
Did he?
Is how much actually?
He pops in there.
So it takes 15 minutes.
I'd say a bit more because you take that into the matches.
So 25 minutes. So he's 25 minutes. Next.
Go on.
Go back in. How much was he taking up?
Just one large.
15 minutes.
We go back to the
So
Macintosh.
show.
Right?
So stopping people. That's television time.
Yeah.
Yourself on 40 minutes.
That's my opinion. It's my opinion.
Okay. Do you want to watch that? He wouldn't scream 40 minutes.
I don't mind as much because he's a general. I have a different argument with what culture. I can agree.
I haven't taken out the issues. That's brilliant wrestling match. But until they get away, because they're not on the undercard, they make hard to main events. So only certain people get involved when the and the people that are on the main event cards have already got a from one other type of program.
Yes.
Promotion.
British wrestling, a few other promotions.
So, it's been picked into is Gabriel Kidd. He doesn't get pushed as
yeah.
I am in WWE and he doesn't appear on ICW. But Joe Grado,
ICW.
It's a British wrestling show. But costing enough about producing British wrestling.
But it might just not get involved.
No, it might be not. They said it's less. Don't we see more? What's to give yourself? So make it 4.
Yes. This is where I'm going to.
The brothers, the tag teams in that spot.
I disagree. I can't say that she doesn't. He can't any company can anybody on they're going to be a good guy all the time, which is true. But that's the difference. Thing. Can't time certain pink and getting thrown in. Not step. That box.
What is it? You back jazz again to make people move.
I know.
That was really good. You got the video package. Really good.
Yeah, it's up. And package. And basically, the commentary brought up in Paris.
You can't recreate that again. This time, the crowd will not be as in.
Or they might not have been.
Just move past Kirby and on South and drop down. So like a Dave Brown.
Potentially, they may not wanted Kirby to win, but they've got the crowd behind him. The crowd behind Kirby. I'm not there in that sense. As much as I agree with you, they take too much on a weekly basis. For once on the one flip side, I can't say you are doing less for everything. But in this country, what they already for what culture can get their fans into, they're actually trying to have a shot at it.
I suppose the positive is it's got people talking.
And that's as much
But people talking.
fun. Which will happen. It will happen if they're not careful. Now, they can do quite they grab the attention of the fans by something else. If you view that the joke going on, what the hell is I bet it was completely flawless. You way, what and the other with that is what the
Also, it's
because I agree with you.
So,
I definitely. I am not going to deny that one. If he does go there, I'll be looking to the game to take it. History of Connors. Got a team against Connors.
Like you want like a big, no, like a big 6-foot star. Like,
yeah. So that we've got to see that like to do.
Someone like
yeah.
Someone just go down there.
Actually, who we actually know, we shows big. No,
Turnbuckle moonsaults. He would go brilliantly there.
I don't know. Yeah, they would. Yeah.
So people go like that with Ligaro, like Adam something like that for everyone.
Yeah, I can see where you're coming from.
And bring your input.
Yeah, I can see where you're coming from. But it puts some companies that way. Because there are companies that sort of they have local content. The only ever use ooh. The man of I just said yeah as well. Because he's good all rounder. Okay, man as well. You I asked some things. Stay
moving like there's all right options. Now you're in college, well, you get rid of college out there. There's actually people out there can put on brilliant matches.
Yeah, be done. Go course away. The only problem that they're trying to put a man with him and a few others and Tyler as they work quite a bit together. But already passed. So if you know a few colours, I think they need to do just go. Oh, switch. Around there. For we show as that. I can understand that they've got a lot of imports. There will be Christmas, well, they may not get imports.
Well, January they have so much trouble.
We'll see on if they're going to be less of a get the battles. Wait,
I'm just waiting for the big import because of warranty.
Go on. It's possible.
We'll see that. Let's see that in a bit.
I think you're a big fan. That's the bit.
Yeah.
They are wicked. And anyway, get to a call.
Well, if you want.
Straight away, we'll do a rundown of the card. First off, we had Buffett come out and do the new aspect. See the
people get and make up their instructions there.
It's wild. That's real or after whatever. You want to sound like a computer, don't care.
Okay.
Cool. No. We're not going to. Moving on. WCW Blues match starts. We've got Brett interesting tag back and directing watching saves may happened. First match job. Got the WNT Championship. Allegaro defeating Alan, or if you want to use Alberto Alpay. We've also got records. We've got a champion defeating MPA, which Adam lost. He would buy it. PW Women's Championship, Nixon Newell, managed to successfully bend. And the team from Kirby. One thing I will leave this quite clever that both Jim Cornette and Rick Dare, they didn't use any singles wrestler that's going to WCW, any single wrestler should be for that. Would you agree? And then we had Joe Hendry, American Hero versus local. About this, we talked at the end, we had Angle looking in, the ankle lock out by the leg, and at the end, we didn't want to state it's just more than wrestling. Can't wait to see what he is. Give him prison and everything, and can't wait to the wrestlers. So, in regards to that, I thought that was a weird show. It didn't do a bad show. I just point this out from so our feed was actually quite decent because we played it, so we watched it, just pretty much like, watching on YouTube. And lots of problems with it. So, please be aware, just it may actually happen, or they may actually learn from what happened due to the issues when doing the question of the issues next time. But the only way I find just this one. Is there anything to look? Fair enough.
Apart from you.
Good on. I was myself. You can do a great guy. You do quite a bit. You've also just done some video footage of other wrestling shows. There's not really on their YouTube channel. Speak on the UK channel. You find them. So you also find a copy of the schedule on their channel where they actually put aside some clips of like this on their channel. Is to release that either. I think it's every week to release for themselves. Is that correct? I want to give out a shout out, which is more. It's not really more or less a shout out to anybody else or myself.
Yeah,
Tippity. TBT games. We'll be releasing some more most likely on Wednesday, so we're going to be aiming for a weekly schedule on the TV footage. If we do get too much footage to the point where one we could not enough footage, we may have to increase the yes, I want to be.
Do you know Wednesday to Leeds?
Wednesday to Leeds. Anything I add? Right, the thing I want to mention, as always, be well, be safe, chill wrestling. We will next week. So with that, later, folks. We just some technical difficulties after that, so we apologise for the sound.
You had one job. Fuck it up.
I'm sorry. It wasn't my fault. It wasn't my fault. See ya.